Well, here we are again talking about Hyliion Stock. I'm no stranger to the stock, guys. A few months ago, I did own this stock. I made some profits on it, and I got out of it. And since then, the stock has had a wild roller coaster ride, making new highs, getting everyone sucked in, and then boom, the bubble popped and the stock crashed. Lots of money was made, lots of money was lost, but now we're talking about Hyliion once again because, hey, maybe it's a buying opportunity now. In this video, I really want to discuss and share my 2021 price prediction and forecast for this stock and just give you some insights on some additional research that I've done, where my mindset is with this stock today, if it's changed from where it was before, and just pretty much everything around this business because I've been getting tons of requests from you guys and I feel I need to make this video. So first off, we're going to discuss why is Hyliion stock selling off recently in my opinion. Secondly, what is the forecast for Hyliion in 2021? So this we're going to talk about more the business outlook that I see. Then finally, what is my price prediction for this stock? So I really can't believe we're doing another Hyliion video, guys, but if want to skip ahead to any of these points in the video, timestamp description down below. And I appreciate each and every one of you for supporting the channel. Since we started talking about Hyliion many months ago, the channel has grown tremendously since then. So if you are one of those subscribers that has helped me out a ton since then, consider smashing that like button down below. Starting off here with a loaded question, why is Hyliion stock selling off recently? So guys, when Hyliion was starting its big run up a few months ago, I made some videos. I was like, guys, I bought the stock, I sold the stock, made some money on it, and I got a ton of hate for selling out of that stock. My justification was that it's running up too far too fast. Of course, it moved on to run up much higher than when I sold. Hey, I missed out, sure, but I did end up making money on the stock, and at the end of the day, that's really what we're here for, right? Even though this company specifically looked better than many of these SPACs back then, the valuation when I bought in looked decent, but then once it ran up, I just couldn't justify it, so I sold out. And I saw so much speculation going on with the stock that it did concern me. I didn't like what I was seeing. I didn't like that, investors were just blindly buying into this with no regard for any sort of valuation metrics. And in the long term, guys, valuation does matter, which is why when we see a lot of the hype stocks here today just moving up, adding tens of billions of dollars to their market cap on little to no news, little to no fundamental changes, it does concern me, and we could suffer the same fate that Hyliion did. Now, while it doesn't seem like a singular event that actually popped this bubble here with Hyliion and caused the stock to sell off, it seems like investors were just happy with their profits and they started selling. Selling usually breeds more selling, and as investors see the stock price going lower and lower with more selling pressure, they start selling as well, and that just leads to a whole snowball effect leading to a stock crash. You can see here that Hyliion stock has seen nearly a 70% decline, and it really pains me to think that many people are left holding the bag on this one. And I know that a lot of you guys got sucked in because of the hype that was here on YouTube. Many channels were covering the stock, saying this stock is going to the moon, this stock's going to $100, $200, $500 per share. Everyone started joining that bandwagon, blindly buying in, and I tried to be the voice of reason, but I got a ton of hate for that. Go back, watch those videos. There were just a ton of negative comments, a ton of dislikes, and hey, it is what it is. If you guys disagree with me on that, that's completely fine, but I want to be one of the few channels that actually goes against the grain and just let you guys know what I think. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree with me or not, I want to share my opinion, and that's what this channel is all about. I know that my core audience recognizes this and appreciates this, so thank you, each and every one of you, for supporting the channel. So anyways, guys, sum it up really in terms of why is the stock selling off. I'm not going to sit here and pretend, blabber on for the next 10 minutes and, give reasons as to why I think it's sold off. I just think it was simply profit taking. Valuation got too high. Investors were like, I'm happy with this. Selling off, and that just led to more selling, like I said, which is why we saw a big crash. So now shifting to the future, what is my forecast for Hyliion in 2021? So Hyliion as a business has some technology that's very intriguing. They are actually doing a couple things differently from other companies that are focused here on the semi-truck space, which is what caught my attention initially. The bottom line, in my opinion, is that their core differentiator is to allow traditional trucks to be able to retrofit on this hybrid solution that Hyliion builds, which allows the trucks to be more efficient and supposedly future-proof. Now, my concern here, and kind of where my mindset has changed a little bit, is that I don't know anymore if this is a sustainable business plan going forward. The world has changed a ton in 2020. It's clear that EV and pure EV stocks are pretty much where investors are betting that the future of the world is going to be. So I don't know if this hybrid model that they're working on right now is really going to be much of a moneymaker for them. Initially, the thesis when I bought Hyliion was, you know what? Yeah, they have huge potential because they can just go retrofit this on any existing truck. The company doesn't have to buy a brand new electric truck, which usually costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. They could just buy this retrofit, much cheaper, still efficient, just helps improve the truck overall. And that's kind of the thesis that most people bought in on. And while in theory that sounds great, in reality, once I thought about it some more, there are a lot of issues with this model. Maintenance is still something that has to happen. The truck is still gonna have components that are going to be powered by diesel that need maintenance, need constant repairs, and that's still going to be very expensive over time as these trucks age. That's why I honestly think like a model what Tesla's working on with the Tesla semis is where the future is going to be for this industry, because they're building something from the ground up, fully electric, because it eliminates any of those core issues that diesel trucks have with their components, and this alone, guys, could be worth the extra cost for companies over the long term. But hey, the market here for these trucks is still early. Hyliion could have a niche that they keep growing with and keep expanding with, but I think the real future is going to be with pure play models of electric trucks. Now here, so Hyliion does recognize this is the future, which is why they're working on their own truck as well, called the Hypertruck ERX, and this will be an electric powertrain truck. Now I went to go see what the reservation details are like, and there's a $5,000 deposit required, which is respectable, but they do say that demo trucks are scheduled for mid-2021. The timeline for full production, based on their previous reports that I looked through, is sometime 2022, but they don't really mention any of this on the reservation screen, which maybe they're facing some delays and this could be pushed out a little bit further. But just remember, the competition is competing heavily here with tighter timelines. And guys, I know that Hyliion likes to say they have a product that they sell today that they actually make money on, so let's take a look at their numbers. From their 10Q report, they clearly state that prior to completion of the business combination, the merger I believe, they neither engaged in any significant operations nor generated any operating revenue. They do add that they generated non-operating income in the form of investment income from investments held in the trust account. So this is not really product related, so I kind of disregard that there. It's a one-time thing. This has resulted in net losses for the business though in their latest quarter, with the company reporting around $18.6 million in net losses thanks to all their expenses and obligations. So here we have a company losing money. They don't really have revenues to show for a product that consumers really are able to buy today. But hey, at least they're ahead of some other companies, Nicola, that just had some drawings that they were trying to sell investors on. So I think as far as 2021 goes, my forecast for this, I think it's going to be a critical year for Hyliion. It's going to be kind of a make or break year for them. If they're able to actually deliver on these demo models sometime next year, it's going to be big. If not, Tesla could come in here, be the first real player in this space and just blow the competition away, be so far ahead that, customers that were considering Hyliion may just cancel those reservations and go with Tesla. Hyliion really needs to focus here on meeting these timelines, because that's what investors are putting their hard-earned money on. If investors see that Hyliion is pushing back these timelines, things are delayed, they're not meeting their scheduled timelines, guess what? A lot of investors are going to sell, and that is going to push the stock even lower. So now, what is my price prediction for Hyliion stock? So usually when I get to this section of the video, I like to do a price to sales ratio calculation to figure out, with these high growth companies, what is this metric looking like? I typically like to see a metric for price to sales under a 4, under a 10. Depends on the business, I will consider that. But over that, I consider it kind of too expensive. I'll wait for better prices. For 2021, analysts are expecting $7.71 million in sales from Hyliion. But today, guys, we're sitting at a $2.7 billion market cap. So this gives us a ridiculous price to sales for 2021 of 350x. That's not even in the realm of realistic or something I would consider. I think it's kind of a skewed metric though, because you're not really going to have much revenue. 7 million is pretty much negligible for a business like this for a full year. So I don't think price sales is the right metric to use based on next year's numbers. Lucky for us though, Hyliion provides us more estimates through 2024 and we can calculate price of sales for these years. So 2022 will come in with a price of sales of 7.8x, 2023 with 2.65x, and 2024 with a very, very interesting 1.29x. So now we're really talking, we're getting to some really, really cheap, attractive numbers here, but there's a huge elephant in the room. This is all based on future projections, and with a business that does not have its execution in place, its expansion in place, its plan really in place to show investors, hey, this is what we're doing, it's working, we're just gonna keep growing it. It's still too early for that. So you're making a bet here that, everything they say will work out flawlessly. Now, I'm not going to bet against Hyliion. I think they have a chance. I really do hope they succeed because we need competition in this world for any industry for innovation to push forward. So no, I'm not shorting this stock or buying puts or anything like that on the stock, if that's what you're wondering or assuming. To me though, I see this as a very high risk play, even buying in right now at these prices. Because, like I said, my mindset has changed on this company since when I first bought it. The world has changed since the company first really gained popularity. And it's clear that EVs, pure EVs, are the future. So we need to see Hyliion execute on that. We'll have to see if they can hit these 2022 numbers, 2023, 2024. And if they can, and you buy today and you're placing that bet on that, you're getting an extremely cheap valuation, which could pay off massively over the long term. But just remember, it's a bet. Personally, my price prediction for Hyliion for 2021 is probably going to be in like the $20 to $25 per share range. It may dip a little bit below that like it is now, but I think we're going to not really see a whole lot of movement in 2021. Unless you surprise us with the demo models and say, hey, we're ahead of schedule, look for production vehicles soon. That's when investors will be like, hey, okay, this sounds good. Big money may start flowing in at that point, and that could push stock much higher. But until then, I don't see any major catalyst to push this stock to where it was, say, a few months ago in like the 30s or whatever. But just remember, risk is involved. I'm going to keep saying that. You got to ask the question, what if Hyliion realizes this is kind of too expensive a venture? We can't actually achieve what we wanted to achieve. What if they realized execution on this just isn't working out according to plan, or, scaling this isn't going according to plan, or, multiple other reasons as to why things don't work out? Just remember, this is a very, very expensive business that they're in. It's a very, very expensive industry to really grow in. So I think the big money is just like, hey, I'm going to wait along here. I'll let the retailers do their thing. And once we see something proven, that's when the money will start flowing in. Personally, I'm kind of on that side too. I'm just going to wait here on the sidelines. There's better plays out there that I'd rather put my money in. Speculative, yes, but better proven models that are actually growing and have products today. But I do wish any of you guys that are holding Hyliion stock all the best. I'd love to see the stock double or triple so you can make back the money if you are left bag holding the stock. But guys, all I can say is not financial advice, but don't just continue holding the stock just because you're down in your position. If you find a better opportunity somewhere else, you can always sell that, take those capital gains losses, use that towards your advantage here with taxes, and then put that money into a stock that could possibly double, triple, quadruple over the next few years so you can make your money back that way. Just an idea, not advice. Just want to throw that out there for you guys. But either way, if you own Hyliion, let me know in the comments section down below what your cost basis is and what your outlook is, your price prediction, if you will, for 2021. Love hearing from you guys as always. And remember, if you do appreciate my honesty here on the channel, I try to be as honest as possible, smash the like button down below. I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one.